Welcome to Bryanston's IB 2025 Onshape tutorials. This is the first in a series of tutorials to model the Sheen robot light. It's a replacement for the old IB Lux project, and this video assumes that you've already set up your own Onshape account. If you haven't done that already, I suggest you go and look at some of my other videos that take you through the steps for that. In this first video, I'm just going to show you a few things about the software and how the software works. You may, if you did the pre-IB course, already have looked at the torch videos, in which case I suggest you still follow these through, but you could skip this video, and in following these through, it will help to reinforce the skills that you've developed with the torch video and also increase your confidence. However, if you've not done the torch video, it doesn't matter. This will take things through really slowly and steadily. So I've loaded up the software, and this is an account that I've set up for some tutorials. When you set your account up, make sure you use your school email address and the school details, and then you can set up an educational student account, which is free for you to use, and you can keep renewing that every year to allow you to carry on whilst you are at Bryanston. So on here, you'll see that there's nothing in terms of folders or documents, and that's because it's a brand new account. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to create a folder. So if I go to create and I create a folder, it comes up with a new folder, and I'm going to call that IB D&T. So I've got a folder to put all my IB work in there. That's quite useful for you as you go through and do things like your IA later on. So click on create. And you can now see in the folders over here we've got the IB D&T folder. So I'm going to go into there, and now I'm going to create a document. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to call this one test. And once I create that document, it will take me into the modeling screen, and that's what I just want to show you a little bit of today. Now this is a online platform. You can use it through Windows, you can use it through a Mac, you can use it through a range of browsers. I would recommend using Chrome, but this is cloud-based, so everything you do is stored on a cloud in your account, and it means therefore that if there was a power cut, or if you swap machines, or even move over to a different device, then you can use this. It's also possible to use this on an iPad. There is an app that you can use, but it's not as powerful, and the tutorials that we have in school don't relate to the app version, so make sure you're using the desktop version. You can force an iPad to use the desktop version, but that's a different tutorial. Within the department, there will be computers that you can use, and also you may have your own computers that you can use. So here we are with a new document, and you can basically see in the middle we have three areas marked as front, right, and top. And these are work planes. You can think of them as pieces of paper that we can create a sketch on. And the way the software works is we create a sketch and we then apply a feature to that sketch. And at the moment we have a load of menus across the top here, a load of tool buttons, sorry. And these are case sensitive, and some of them might not appear depending on what you're doing. And some of them may not appear depending on the resolution of the monitor that you're using. So if you're in a lower resolution, you may find, for example, there are tools underneath other tools, like I'm showing you here by clicking on the little chevron. So let me show you quickly how to draw something and how to turn that into a three-dimensional object, and then you can go on to the first tutorial and start modeling Sheen. So I am going to right click on the top work plane. I can do it over here. Can you see it's just gone orange? I'm going to right click with my mouse and left click on new sketch. And you'll now see that sketch 1 has appeared over here. If I right click again, I should be able to select view normal to the sketch plane. That means it spins the modeling area around, and I'm now looking down on the top work plane as if it's a piece of paper on a desk. Now there is a keyboard shortcut that I tend to use, which is the N key. So if I just move that around, press the N key, it goes back. Okay, so let's draw something. Because we're in a sketch, we've got our sketching tools across the top. Let's just keep it nice and simple. I'm going to just draw a circle from the origin, and as you get to sort of model and get a bit of experience, you'll figure out that where the origin is in your model can be quite important. We'll talk a bit more about that in the Sheen videos. And I'm just now, having drawn that circular sketch, I'm holding the right mouse button down and pushing away just to tilt it into 3 dimensions. And I'm now going to click on the extrude icon or extrude button, and I can now drag up the shape. So my circle is becoming a 3-dimensional shape, is becoming a cylinder, and I can actually type in there the distance I want. So if I want 120 millimeters, I can type in 120. If I hit return or enter on the keyboard, it adjusts the model in the modeling area to that size. And so sometimes if I'm kind of trying to figure things out, I might go, oh no, maybe that's a little bit short or a little bit tall. What happens if I change that to 100? I can change it to 100, hit enter, and it will update, and maybe that's what I'm looking at. And there we go. That's basically how this piece of software works. You create a sketch on a work plane or on a flat face, you apply a feature to it, it turns it into something 3-dimensional, and then you can add additional features by rotating or removing materials, there are some features such as the fillet tool, which is applied to the model without a sketch. So if I click on this top edge, it will round that top edge. Quite difficult to see. If I change that to something like 25 and hit enter, it will update, and you can see what that's done. That's it. That's the end of the first tutorial. Just introducing you a little bit to the software. The next tutorial will start you modeling the legs of Sheen. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.